Let's go.
Yes, flies. And my flyinator right here.
Ugh,
You chop them up. I had
good
two
thing
Zooms
I
this
have no idea.
morning. It's just I'm like swatting around, like never again. Put the fan right here.
Nice. This is good. Do you know where they're coming from?
In all the offices everywhere. I have a couple plants in here with those sticky thingies, and those are covered in them too. Ooh, nice. But everybody's got them in every office, so we're not really sure it's any particular person.
Okay, that's crazy. Um, well, Dan, I know that you are in a little bit of a time crunch. So now that we've had strobe lights and gnats in our opening, I'm going to say welcome back to the In Summary podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jessie B. She, her, Cornell College Associate Director of Residence Life. And with me, I have my hosts.
My name is Dallas Lance. I
There you go.
use he, him, his pronouns. I work at North Dakota State University and I'm a hall director.
And I'm Nathan Dozier. I'm an assistant director at Case State over the Derby complex, and I have to choose between saying my title and saying my pronouns.
And today you chose title.
I choose title every day, and then once someone chooses to misgender me, then I'll correct them.
Okay, great. And our guest today, someone I work with all the time. This is my boss, Dan Chow. Feel free to
Hi, Dan Chow here, Assistant Dean of Students and Director of Residence Life at Cornell College. He, him pronouns. I've been here for, I think, this might be my ninth year, going into my ninth year at Cornell. And then before that, some other places, some other schools. I don't know. But Cornell's fun. It's my first small and private school, so definitely a difference, which maybe we'll talk about today, how they're different and different styles and different techniques to make yourself feel good.
So did you do large private?
No, it was large publics before this. They were
Okay,
all
no.
large publics. Varies on the level of what you would call large. My last school was on the low end, but my undergrad and my grad school were the high end.
Yes, I remembered that. Cool.
Uh,
Well,
so,
we're
well, I have a question then.
yeah, okay.
Are you applying for tenure soon, Dan?
Boy,
Because
I wish. I heard, because that's not common for a staff, but for faculty, I heard there's a former colleague here, Hemi Collier, was in our intercultural life office for all the diversity studies and international students. He said at maybe Luther, which I think was a school he went to as a student for, that they had in Iowa, they had tenure for staff. Luther or another school, he was at two or three before this. He's like, yeah, I was actually thinking I'd just stay there forever so I can get that tenure. But that was like one of the only things that he liked about it. So he moved on. But for staff tenure, when you hit a certain amount of years, then you got, I think, a semester off. They would continue to pay you whatever it was, and your job was to travel to do a thing. So they may go visit other schools, learn about their functional area, and then you come back, and that was part of the project. But at your leisure, so you still get some time off. So it can be a thing. We just don't have it here, and I don't know of any actual place that does because I can't even remember that school.
We're gonna find out. I'm gonna look it up. So today's topic is when you cannot get tenure. How do you
Yay!
spice things up and stay engaged in your job? Yeah, we invited Dan to talk about this because he actually is particularly good at it. I mean, he's been in higher ed for a while and still likes
So
it.
long.
Um, so I'm gonna ask these questions out of order. Dan, I want to hear you talk about, and then everyone else can weigh in. What habits or hobbies or activities, people, other things do you have outside of work that help kind of fill your cup for coming into work?
Filling my cup. Well, I think that's a qualifier because there are things that I do that do not fill my cup. They must be done. This is my first position where I get to not live in the residence halls. So I own a home. So those are things that have to get done, right? Like house improvements, um, regular maintenance, paying disgusting bills and making sure that those bills don't get too high.
Mm.
Like, oh, I gotta fiddle with the thermostat during different seasons. I gotta wash the water or see how the water is all that and blah 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 blah. So those things got to get done. That fills some time. But I have a robot lawnmower that goes out like a Roomba and mows the lawn. So there are ways to also try to mitigate some of those problems. Because there's people out there that's like, it's Saturday. Every Saturday, I spend 2 hours mowing the lawn. I'm like, I can't live that life. I already got a little time as it is. So I kind of choose where you invest, your resources in. So if we remove all those, ooh, we have questions from the audience.
That's Nathan Dozier in the back.
Hi, my name is Nathan Dozier. This isn't the mic that I'm using, but it looks better. I have a question for Dan Cho. Um, uh, how much did you like when you say robot lawnmower? I'm looking to buy a home in the next month, and that's the part that I don't want to do. Did you get it from like Walmart?
I did not. When these came out 2 years ago, there were only like two or three companies that were even experimenting with this newer technology. So what was out for a while, there's a couple brands like Works, uh, I think even Segway made one where they're just like Roombas in your house. They kind of bounce around, kind of find their area, and they just go in a wild pattern until they're like, I think I covered everything. That was what was out about 2, 3 years ago. But then right at 2 years ago, like two or three companies started creating a new version that uses GPS, AI vision, and your home's Wi-Fi to triangulate where it is so that it can be smart about mowing your lawn like a person. So old robots, which you could probably still buy at Walmart. You put fencing in your yard underground, like a wire. It runs an electrical current. So that's how it knows where the walls are. And it just bounces, bounces, bounces. The new ones check the satellite, check your house's Wi-Fi, and then use this little camera to be like, I'm gonna go in straight lines. And I'm gonna make sure that I am not like going over things I haven't or that I've already done for efficiency's sake. And if the dog runs in the yard, I can see it and get out of the way and not run over children's toys. That's brand new. So I got in on that level, which meant they were a little more expensive because they were brand new. It was a Kickstarter, so there was also a risk. But I bought that one, turned out fine. And now there are several, probably 5 to 7 other companies that are all doing it now. You're probably looking at, I would suggest going electric, period, if you're going to go out there. Don't buy gas. People are trying to get rid of those right now. Go electric, and there's like two or three brands you could buy at Walmart. And those are fine. You could push. If and yeah, they're great, right? You don't have to do any gas, no oil, all that, and they're pretty quiet. If you want to get real fancy, those will run you between $300 to $500, maybe with some batteries. If you want to get real fancy, get a robot. You're probably looking at a minimum 1,500. And when I got mine, it was half off, so about 1,500. But they have only gone up from now because they're getting fancier. So consider that. But if you don't want to waste your time mowing the lawn and get one, you want to like pay someone, that's going to be really expensive. So maybe the robot still is worth it. You truly feel like I'm just not going to mow. Some thoughts.
But
Thank
Dallas is
you.
volunteering to come to your house every week.
Yeah, but you know what? What's crazy is AI. I give it. I give so because the robot takeover's coming.
Yeah,
It's
don't
already
tape a
it's
knife to your Roomba. Don't do
no
that.
no don't
That's
do
what
that.
you did.
That's funny. And that's all I got.
That's terrifying and kind of amazing. But no further questions. I'm gonna do some research. I'm keeping that up. Sorry,
And
I derailed.
there are no robot lawnmower companies that are sponsoring this episode,
No.
just in case anyone was wondering.
Here at our college, we actually had a demo
Yeah, we did. It was
last
sweet.
spring.
Yeah.
They came with industrial ones from Husqvarna. They make like house trimming things and like little lawnmowers and leaf blowers. You could buy them at like hardware stores. They have a commercial line where they'll go to like a company that has like 5,000 acres and these giant robots that look like huge Roombas will do your lawns for you. So we've seen many versions of them, both home and then I saw that professional one. But when I'm not doing those things that I don't want to do, my actual nice hobbies that fill my cup, I do board games. I play them. I make them. I like doing music stuff. So I always wanted to learn lots of instruments and design music. Well, I do some of that now, so I got some tools for that. I like creative writing, so I do fiction for that. I like playing video games, both by myself, but also online with friends. I don't play League of Legends anymore. I've gotten out of that. So I'm healthy now. I'm happy. And what else do I do? I try to go out and try new restaurants. This is now where I get into like the not the unique things I do, but I think what everybody else does. I try to go out and do new restaurants. I try to have movie nights regularly. I'm hopefully having a movie night this weekend with the boys, as we call ourselves. We're gonna just get popcorn and pizza and then watch some really bad movie. So those are some things that there's a mixture of things that are with other people, colleagues or other friends outside of my work, and then some things that are solo just for me, where then I can just indulge in that particular passion. And I do need both. And some people really need one, some people really need the other, but I'm somewhere in the middle. So those are other things to consider. Like filling your cup can be getting energized and excited then when it's not work time. And other people like it's just a disconnect. And that's how I get energized.
Yeah, so if you want to get into a hobby, Dan probably knows all of the avenues. Um, Other thoughts from Nathan or Dallas? Yes, Nathan.
Dan was talking about hobbies, and I know I talk a lot about Magic the Gathering, but I usually don't have a visual
Oh
because it's
wow.
just like, oh, but I'm in my apartment now, so now I can show you.
Oh, this is
Actually,
good.
what is holding my, I'm honest, I have a standing desk, but I don't like pulling it up because it messes with the wires in my back computer. I'm using my work computer, but right now I have two Magic decks that are holding up
Hmm.
my laptop so that it's the right level. Um, these are the commanders for those decks. And you can now see my vast collection of magic decks galore.
That's
So,
more vast than I could have ever imagined.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what we said the first time we saw it.
it's 120.
For the lore and the continuous information that we share in this podcast, remind me, was that what you geeked out about when we had Dan on last time? Was that you guys were going to
Yes,
talk about? Just there you go. This is the podcast to do it. I'll just listen. I like
100%.
it. Yeah.
Actually, today was the day that I decided to take some posters out of my office and I need to frame them. But I have a poster of the card for Gandalf the White.
Oh wow.
Yep. These are very hard to get because they only gave them as promotional material for game stores. So the only way you could get it is either winning a tournament or your game store being really cool like mine and saying, "Hey, do you want this?"
Nice.
Otherwise, I refill my cup, spending time with friends, on a smaller scale, just hanging out. Every single night at 9 o'clock, I hang out with it. I've probably said this on the podcast anyway, but I hang out with the same friend every single night, 9 p.m., no questions asked. We have that as a standing meeting. If anything happens and people try to schedule over it, doesn't matter. We won't do it. We'll move on. So,
That's
Mhm.
so cute.
From those people.
I love
uh,
that.
it's one of my favorite things to do every single day, and it makes it just so the next day is better. So, been doing that now since 2020.
Dang, five
Yep.
years. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Dallas, how about you?
Oh, I don't fill my cup.
Oh,
No.
okay, great.
No, no. Dude, what was the wording of the specific question so I don't go off too crazy?
What things do you have outside of work that help fill your cup for coming
Well,
into work?
well, currently it's fantasy football season.
Ah, yes.
And so now does that fill my cup? It depends, did I win that week? Uh, or is the fantasy gods not in my favor? They weren't last week. If anyone saw the Cowboys Giants game, that was ridiculous for it was good for my opponent, not for me. But that's fine. This is year 3 of the same fantasy football league. It's really nice. Though that is a you know how you have your friend group 1, your friend group 2, your friend group 3. I'm not ranking them, but they are definitely my friend group 2. Which is nice because then I have my thing with them. Okay. No, that's not a ranking. I know it's funny the way I said it. They're equal. Everyone's equal in my eyes.
Hmm.
But no,
Is this a priority system based on the time it was formed?
yes, yes. Like
Okay.
I'm like this friend group later in life was when got like, but that's why
Okay.
they're like 2 compared to the other
Right.
ones that I count as 1, primary, secondary. That's funny. But no, this is the third year that it's the same people that I get to do this league with, and every year we get together because the majority of them live in or near Illinois. I don't, as you might have realized by now, listener. But Super Bowl, we go watch the Super Bowl together. We all get together. that weekend, and we hang out. Last year, because the first year I won the league, and last year I came in second, which was really cool. I was able to give our championship belt for the league to the new person because we have like a rotating belt. And then we have all the fun and the trash talk that comes along with fantasy football. So that's like the big thing right now that I'm doing is hoping that my team wins this week, or I'll be 1-2, and then I'll be kind of sad. Yeah.
Great.
Jesse, what do you do to fill your cup?
Um, okay, so I'm more like what Dan was saying, the people that just need to chill when they're not on. Like as much as I can just, yep, that's about what it looks like, Dallas. For those who are just listening, he just leaned back in his chair and was completely still. Um, so I watch a lot of movies. My family lives nearby, so I'm with them pretty frequently. Um, I have several friends in the area. None of them like know each other, which is really inconvenient. For my birthday this year, I tried to get them in one spot all together, and it actually worked. So, they're not all friends yet, but first stages of my evil plan. Um, so I'll see several of them throughout the week.
Can I just say that the scariest thing possible is trying to, in any way, shape, or form, merge friend groups?
Oh, I know, but it's
Dude,
been fun.
it's not always. Sometimes you like okay, I'm not crazy. Maybe I am if I'm about to say this, but like you have your friend group 1 jokes and your friend group 2 jokes, and
Sure, sure.
you want to mix those lines sometimes, and then accidentally one day you say your friend group 1 joke to friend group 2, and they're like, who is this person? So sometimes you don't want to cross those lines. It can be terrifying. Be terrifying.
I had a
I mean, you're not
conversation.
wrong. Go ahead, Dan.
I had a conversation with a student like 2 or 3 days ago about code switching because they were talking about how they treat their family and then how like they act here at school, how that's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on. Like you're experiencing a real like thing that we are aware of.
Oh,
So I'll
yes.
explain that like, so you're telling me I can choose. I guess I never thought about that. Like, yeah, and you can merge it every so once in a while. Like, I can't merge. I cannot merge my home friends with my college friends. Like, that's like also a common fear. Or doing something like kind of what you mentioned. It just seems so natural. You're comfortable in your spot. You're having just as much fun here as you were there. And then the wrong thing slips out. You're like, oh, they don't understand.
They don't
Uh,
get it.
no, and for you, it's just being cool, right? Because you're equally comfortable in both spaces, which is great.
Right.
It's strange that you can't just meld them, right? Aren't you are the glue between these groups? Should they not be somewhat equal because at least you have in common? But no, we often fit into these other groups in the space that is shaped just like you, and that doesn't mean everyone's revolving around you. You have your place, so they can be so different.
This is true.
Dan, can
So
you
I
write
don't
a book for
recommend it.
me?
Wait, what?
I said, Dan, can you write a book for me?
Maybe
Like, I'd love that. If you could just write a book and then I just live my life in accordance to that book.
there are some tips that I can provide,
Honestly.
and maybe in another podcast, life tips.
The Daniel Manual.
Ooh,
Oh,
no
this
one
is
has mentioned
good.
that as a possible title. That's good. I used to run a old Facebook page back when everybody had a Facebook page, like not your profile, but you had a public page. It was called Dan Chow's Life Tips. And like every day would come a new life tip, like just as like a one-liner. That went on for years. And people would just like,
Man,
oh, that sounds interesting. It's just like stream of consciousness.
You
I
should
don't
make a
know that.
blog
Yes.
that sends out newsletters to at least us three. And
Oh my
then
The life
honestly,
tips.
you can repeat life tips. We didn't even
Mhm,
see them yet. So you already have this
mhm.
backlog of content while you make new
true.
content. I'll subscribe. I'll be on your
Yeah.
Patreon.
Comment down below if you want Dan to continue these for UMR.
Yes, this is probably
We'll
gonna be our
link
most
it.
popular episode because everyone wants this. Everyone
Maybe
that knows Dan wants
maybe
this.
perspective needs a little section, like in a
Oh
corner of
Yes.
one
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
But I
Yes.
because I'm also on that like committee that like side a committee that does that because I'm not on the direct perspectives. I also feel like it's a conflict of interest for me to advocate for such a thing when I will gain unlimited fame. Like there's a lot to gain from this. So if I hear from perspectives that they're interested, we'll
Yo,
talk.
Here,
it's chow time.
I actually have to finish an article for them. It's sitting here on my laptop.
I know how to do this. Okay, Dan. So
Mm,
this is what we're gonna do. We're
mm.
gonna parade it as if I made the life tips. It's going to be your advice, but my face on it. And then you just tell me what to put in that corner every time. And then slowly we'll take my face and your face and we'll use AI to like animorphs it to
No one
eventually
will know.
become you. And then
No one
it
will
just
know.
and then it'll go from Dosher to Chow. Just slowly. We'll just change a letter each
So
time.
what happens if one of the, people are going to get confused, obviously. And
Yeah.
at one of these conferences, people are like, "Oh, can you tell me about all your life tips?" You're like, like I just copy and paste what he sends me. Oh my God, I don't know
But
what to say.
between then, like now and then, it'll get morphed over to Daniel Chow.
Yeah, we have 1 month.
Dallas?
I might have been a little distracted. Can you, Nathan, move your camera a little bit so I could maybe see the animal that's right next to you?
Oh.
Oh.
Aw.
Yes!
This is why you should be
Yes!
watching on YouTube and not
Yes,
just the
truly.
Yeah.
podcast audio.
Yes. So this is
That's how you fill your
Mochi.
cup. That's how you fill your cup.
Yeah. I guess her tower has been next to me since we moved here, but she
It's so
likes to
good.
look out the window and she gets mad when I close the blinds.
Mochi.
I
He's
don't
so
even know what
cute.
she's distracted by. Yeah.
You get her a
I
little
see.
headset.
Yeah, you should. You should join
Yeah.
us every time.
Do you have any life tips?
Oh, she's kind of freaked out a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
whoa,
scared
whoa,
of
whoa.
everything.
It's got to come a little closer next time, and a little slower.
Oh, man.
Hmm.
There we go.
Wow. Okay, so we just took 20 minutes to talk about one question. Uh,
We can
Dan,
speed run the
before you have
rest.
to go,
I did, since last time we talked and now, we were able to get a student worker to sit in, so I technically could have up to an hour. They are
oh,
prepared, right? What time is it? It's two. Yeah, I have until 3. That's when they have to leave.
oh, this could be great. Okay, sweet. Cool. All right. Um, well then, how can leaders in housing and student affairs foster a culture that keeps people engaged, even during slow or stressful seasons?
Oh my God. What a great question. I bet you I was sent this before this podcast. Okay, my initial thought. Okay, I think anything, so especially this year with my staff, I think if you're able to make things into a competition in some way, shape, or form, that there's some sort of like continuous motivator, regardless if it's a slow time or a fast time. If there is like an overarching, I'm imagining for those who know SpongeBob, the good noodle stars. If you have like something like that going on, I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my head. I don't know. I have a very competitive staff this year, which is crazy because you'd think I'd always hire competitive staff because who I am. No, that doesn't happen. This year, though, very competitive, looking for more things to be a competition. Hard to do when things aren't a competition. Shouldn't compete on who talks to the most residents in the community. Sometimes it's different.
Mm.
But no, I think if you are able to give things a little bit more stakes, regardless if there's, I don't know, a big prize at the end or just a crisp dap up, like whatever
Mm,
it is, like, I don't
facts.
know, that motivator. That's my initial thought.
That's a good one. Yeah, I think especially for staffs that are engaged with that,
Mhm.
like if that's the personalities, totally works. We've done things like that in the past year too.
I
Nathan.
find that, oh yeah, I find that all the different kinds of methods we have are sort of built on the foundation of like people liking other people. So like competition is more fun when I compete and beat someone who's like, haha, I got him because, either good nature ribbing or I don't like you. But both are motivators. But if you're like competing with a bunch of people you totally don't know, I mean, it can for the joy of winning, but it just means so much more when you know the opponents and your own teammates. So I kind of return back to keeping people engaged is making sure that they like the people that they work with, which can come in through early on in the semester doing team builders or about yous or anything like that, and then just start plastering other activities on it. And then I hope that will keep them engaged. And for your non-competitive folks, you can always have like, what do we do here? We have where you're working with other people in the same room, like mirroring.
Oh, body doubling?
Body doubling, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have, let's say you have students they're supervising, like, hey, we're gonna do body doubling bulletin boards on the
Mhm.
third, Thursday of a month. We'll all get together at the craft room. One supervisor will be there, and we're just kind of all doing our own thing. And as they like their other coworkers, they will maybe more apt to want a body double and be in that room, now having a dedicated time to do their work, but have more fun while doing it. And then they could be more engaged in the door decorations, more engaged in the activity and the date and time too, just being together. Just being together, I think, helps people become engaged.
Mhm.
Also, think about when you go to a lunch and you're with coworkers, how often you talk about work or don't talk about work. Why would we talk about work while we're at lunch? You don't have to, but sometimes we do because we're engaged with our work. We both not only all share that work, but maybe we like it in some way, or we're looking for solutions from our peers who have
Mhm.
also had that. And you're only going to want to do that if you like these people. If you don't like them, you don't want to tell them about the things you're having trouble with. You don't want to even hear what the heck they're doing. Like, I don't care about you. Please don't tell me about your work. Don't look at me. But if you like each other, then you can kind of talk about any topic and sometimes vulnerable topics. So engagement could come from just liking the people near you, and then you build on top of that. And Nathan got a call. He's got to handle it.
No, I really like that though, because rapport is really important. I just breeze past that importance because I'm just such a natural at that, you know. No, but
Obviously.
but no, rapport is really important because yeah, like obviously, it's easier to keep a team or just group of people engaged with whatever you're trying to make them engage with if they like being around the people that they'd be around. I like body doubling. I think what the hell, what have I called it before here? Damn, I don't remember. We had another phrase here. But it really and I like that too for like accountability too. Like
Yeah.
now we're going to do the things that we need to do because someone else is seeing me and I have to do it because they're doing I'm doing it, we're all doing it. And that's the I yield things from.
That's great.
Body doubling works on so many levels, right? Like
Mhm.
saying I'm going to be somewhere at a certain place and time, just like you do for workout buddies, right?
Sure.
Um, just getting up in the morning. If I get up and look at my clock, I could click snooze. I told someone I'd meet them outside the hall and we're going to walk to the sports center together. 20 times more motivating. Then when I get there, it doesn't mean I have to go hard. Maybe if you are in a little competitive mindset, great. And that's going to flourish from that too, but maybe not. Just being there in the environment, I might as well do some exercising. So you're already getting a value out of that. And the same thing could be in the door deck example. Maybe I'm not going to make the Mona Lisa of door deck or bulletin board, but now I'm in the space where all the resources are. Everybody else is working. I might even get inspiration or can ask for help. It's probably going to be at least 5% better than if I just did it by myself because of the environment. So body doubling, I think, just gives a lot more than some people kind of write it off like, oh, we're just all working in the room together. I can just do that in my own place. Yes, but there are other bonuses that we might be ignoring here that aren't, I don't know, obvious.
Jesse?
Body doubling is I really never know where these things are gonna go. But yeah, it's such a good tool. I'm trying to think what hasn't been said yet. I
Just echo something that you love.
mean, they all were great, like rapport
Okay,
and
okay.
competition
No,
and
pick one. Pick one. What did you like the most?
oh gosh, the body doubling is really helpful.
There you go. Yeah. Dan 1, Dallas 0.
Well,
You
yeah, you're not
also
competitive at all, I'm sure.
you also yeah, not at all. Everything's a
Nah, nah.
um. I really want to hear from Nathan, but it looks like he had to step out.
Yeah, Nathan's no longer with us.
It's the nature of the job. I have a question. What
Yeah.
hobbies do we have, things that fill our cup, that we can actually engage with students on? Because not all hobbies are that way. Nathan's
True.
Magic the Gathering, if the college has, a school has a club for that, that's an easy way to attend. And hey, I work here too, and we can play this. And it's, the hobby is very structured and that's great. Probably no weird stuff can happen there. But maybe, let's say, like going kayaking. You maybe just can't go kayaking with students all the time. There's some safety involved there, and driving all that. That might be more complicated. Not that it's impossible, but it has a bit more barriers. What hobbies do you all have that we feel like, oh, that's so easy? Students could be engaged if you want, but you could do a little bit of melding there. What do we think?
I love your example of, oh, we can't just kayak with our students. That's just like the fact that that's your example. I love that. But no, this doesn't happen in the academic year, so it's a little different. But in the summer here at NDSU, hall directors and like summer student staff, every Wednesday we play sand volleyball.
Oh,
So like we make a group chat once the
mhm.
summer starts and everyone's like getting going with that. That we just that's like we have usually like a consistent time on the Wednesday of like when we go. But someone always just throws the reminder out like uh volleyball at this time, this day, who's going, and then you like it if you're going, and then you know how many people are going to be there. So if like there's enough people, like if there's two games going on, then we can bring two balls or whatever it may be. So I think like to answer like it's things that are at like because Dan said to make things not weird. Like anything that's at like in like a public space, like a wellness
Yeah,
center like thing. Like if you
yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to do
yeah,
like intramurals with your with like students and stuff, like
yeah.
we are or I'm like really into basketball personally, and I've talked with like other hall directors of like what if when intramural basketball comes around, what if we hold staffs to see if people wanted to join that team if we made one. I don't know. I'm not going to take the lead on that because I don't want to do that because I shouldn't have to. And I say that because I'm so old at this point. I don't someone else can take the lead. I can be a supporting character. But like I don't know. I see more active things as like I don't know like a card game could make sense if there's or like I'm thinking of like if you guys have like an esports arena what it like
Yes.
people you guys could play like video
Right.
games and stuff with your like students and stuff at your institution. So those are like things that pop in my brain.
Yeah, these are really good thoughts. So the first thing that's coming to mind, this is maybe a weird and kind of niche one, but so I'm an advisor for one of the like faith-based clubs on campus. And that's not a hobby per se, but it does create a connection point with a lot of students, even beyond just students who are Christians. Like we do some work with our chaplain that is interfaith, um, and being able to just like she takes students on a retreat every year to a monastery nearby. And I still have yet to go on that retreat, but I've been able to go solo to the same place a couple times. And so encouraging students like I know what this is like. I know that how helpful it can be. This is a good way to connect with other students and staff that have similar interests or just kind of, I don't know, want to explore spiritual things. And then also I can be a resource for students that have questions about those kinds of things. Like how do I fill up spiritually? Um, so that's kind of like a heavier one. Not everyone wants to like do that and have fun, um, but it is an area that's a big part of my life outside of work that also can be helpful to students depending on the student inside of work. Um, I'm trying to think what else.
No, that's good. I like that. You don't have to think of anything else. That was perfect.
Well, great.
That makes me think about the extension of hobbies and instead
Mhm.
identities that we could
Yeah,
share with our
yeah.
students. So
Hmm.
maybe an identity that's not a hobby could be, let's say, the type of food that you enjoy.
Sure.
Like, oh, me and my students, when we go to the dining hall, when that is being served,
Mhm.
we all enjoy in that. And it's not like I would go home and particularly cook it, or maybe I don't have the skill, but we
Sure.
could still share that. And there might be other identities I don't want to share with the students. So maybe
Yeah,
it's something about, possibly being through some type of trauma and that could have an entire identity around it. Like, sure, there are plenty of people like that, but I'm not going to share that. So we don't share all of ourselves. Some are more appropriate to share and bond with students and others are not.
right. And I think that's very person to person. Like there are some people that it would be really helpful and impactful for them to, be able to connect with students on that level. And then there are others that like that wouldn't be healthy for them. It wouldn't be healthy for students. Um, so I think it's very like knowing yourself, knowing your environment, and different seasons, it may look different. Um, what is a personal habit or mindset shift that's helped you stay present and purposeful?
Great question.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna be real honest, especially since Nathan's not listening. AI came up with these.
What? What? Oh, hate it. But terrible
I'm
question.
sorry.
AI is so
No,
good at brainstorming. That's like
It
its
really
thing
no,
is.
right now.
no. Move away from AI. I've taken the glasses off, and my coworkers would say if once Dallas takes the glasses off, you know he's serious.
Yeah, I can tell.
What's a habit switch that I've done to be more engaged currently? What was the
Yeah. Habit or mindset shift.
dude? I I've never shifted my mindset. Just kidding. But no.
True. No, that's not true. Anyone who listens to the podcast from the beginning until now knows that's not true.
Oh, say, but no, I think one thing that I do now, this isn't even like this. I feel like this is all over. What is like the actual topic of this podcast? How does this all come together again? I don't even
Staying
know.
engaged. Staying engaged at work.
Huh? That makes a lot of sense. So what I do to stay engaged at work during specific things, we have Hall Gov. Some people call it Hall Council. Some people call it something else. We call it Hall Gov here, Hall Government. Subsection of RHA. Some people call that a different thing. I don't know what everyone's acronyms are. Doesn't matter. Um, some sort of organization in the hall that you make events at. Sick. All right, moving on. It's really easy to not, as the advisor, be engaged in that space because it's late at night for us. I'm helping with two hall govs this year, right now, I should say at least, because we have a vacancy in a hall director position. So that hall's responsibilities has been split amongst our team. And I'm helping with their hall gov, so I have two, which means my Wednesday nights currently now once next Wednesday hits, this is what my Wednesday nights look like. Not even counting my Wednesday like in working hour meetings. My Wednesdays, I have a meeting at 5:15 to 6 to prep my president for the Hall Gov meeting. I have a 6 to 7 RA staff meeting, a 7 to 8 Hall Gov, and then 8 to 9 Hall Gov. So that's what I have Wednesday nights. And it's really easy to disengage at those later meetings because you're like, dude, I've had an entire work day and I really just I as an advisor, most that sometimes you just kind of have to be there and you don't really need to do much. And so you can catch yourself, I don't know, scrolling on your phone. Or for example, I used to like 2 years ago, I remember I would be on my phone near the end of a meeting and pre-ordering my Dominoes so I can go get my Dominoes once the meeting ends so I didn't have to wait. So
That's
a real
just good time management, man. I
Yeah,
respect that.
honestly.
no, I hear that, but also where this whole long-winded answer is going is if you stay in that space, at least for me, what I like to do is stay off my phone. I always turn it upside down so I can't see notifications coming through. Even if I'm not like still like mentally all there because I'm spacing, I'm at least not spacing while on my phone. I'm just spacing while staring ahead, which makes it look like I'm engaged. Whether or not I actually am depends on my mental capacity for the day, but at least show it to the students so they actually, want me still in that space. Do the whole good old see this is this way, and then you go this way, and then yeah, game changer.
I feel like regardless of how engaged you actually in reality are, all the effort that goes and attention in that still means so much more than being on
Yes.
that laptop typing. So it
Yep.
sounds like a win to me.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Dan. Thanks.
Sorry, I phased out of existence for a little bit there. I had a long parent phone call.
Oh, wow. In the middle of the podcast. Good for you.
Yes.
Woo! Stayed
Well,
engaged.
yeah, well, then that's the thing. A couple of the community coordinators here are out of the office today. So then if there's a call, I'm trying to answer it, even though technically I'm also out of the office today, but what can you do? I know. Big boo. I
Yeah.
don't have it technically off. I work 4 hours after hours every week, so
Yeah, fair.
yeah. I believe I know the question, which is what's a habit or a mindset shift to help you stay present and purposeful? For me, I'm actually pretty similar to Dallas, with just I I don't use my phone at all when I'm like in a meeting, talking to people, whatever. Notifications, unfortunately, are still on because every once in a while someone's like, "Hey, I need an answer to this in 5 seconds." It's like, well, I guess you need it. Um, but other than that, like, it's just nothing that can distract me from just what's in front of me. I think my main goal of this year was to make people feel like I am prioritizing them when I am prioritizing them
Mhm.
versus even if I am like, oh, but I have like four things on my computer up and I have my phone face up and I can see things like, yeah, I can still be engaged, but then it doesn't even look that way. So it's just the only thing that's important to me is what's in front of me. And after that, anything else is just kind of side chatter.
Nice. Dan, what about you?
There you go. I agree that same thing with how you use your electronics, right? So phone or having your laptop open for a couple of years, I've been not having my laptop open, meetings that just really don't require it. Because I feel like there are certain times in my life where like we just bring our laptops to every meeting and
Mhm.
more realize that's not always necessary. Um, so that has been helpful to be more present. If there's a meeting where we're working off an agenda and it's on the laptop, there's that. Or other times, like, I'm going to look through my email while we talk because we are talking about what's in the email, maybe. But like trying to really identify, is it necessary? So having a nice pad of paper, I have one sitting right in front of me, and now I just take places. But then another one too, kind of similar to Nathan's about being showing people that you're present and listening. One has been, and maybe you heard about this in other ways of life, like right now we're talking a lot about bridging gaps between people who feel differently. It's to listen, not to respond, which
Mm,
is not easy to do when
mhm.
people have so many opinions. And then someone says something real off the cuff. You're like, I could
Yep.
correct them right now, but
Yep.
I'm gonna let them finish, right? So like, it's hard. It's really hard. And so that's like a skill you just have to build up over time that I'm listening, taking everything in, and then being okay that after the really long-winded thing, I'm not gonna remember everything I wanted to say.
Mhm.
It's not about me though. It's not about me always correcting and maybe delivering the right information. Wait till the very end because probably the last thing they say is probably either the most important thing or it's a summary of the synthesis. So who cared what the details were when they started their response? That's what's most important. So listen the whole time. In the very end, capture that one thing, give your response, and then listen again. And just not having conversations where like you feel you need to talk. It's hard. But I've been slowly trying to change that mindset too. And I find it more valuable because people want to be listened to. And we're in positions where we have to listen. Like that's the whole thing. We have all this power in our role. We could do a lot of things for students, but you need to know what specific lever they need. And each student is unique. Five room changes in a row, total different answers possible for
Yeah.
each of them. And
Yep.
if you're not listening, if you're just like, here, room change, da 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 da, just addition them out. That's not what I think. I mean, you could do that in plenty of jobs. This is not one of those.
Mhm.
Really looking at each individual person, and their housing is really only one part of their college experience. So we need to like tailor their situation and their answer. And if I'm just listening and I hear roommate conflict, room change, and I don't even think about the rest, and I'm just waiting for them to finish so I could do that, it has not served, I think, me well in the past. So I'm really trying to do that mind shift. It's years in the making, just slowly walking back from, I think, what we're all used to, which is answer the thing, fix the thing. I'm just one of the cogs in the housing machine. It's not really that way, I think, as you move up and as you get more experience. You could be more nuanced. You could have more skill in that, and it comes from listening.
Well, that was really wonderful and profound. Um,
Not on purpose,
no,
just
but well, no,
whatever comes out of
you're
my
just that wise,
face.
Dan. Um, I think for me, a lot of the habits and mindset shifts have been actually in like knowing how to put work away. Um, so so that I can like I'm a fairly low capacity person. I only have so much energy and I'm acutely aware of that all the time. Um, and so I have to gauge week to week where I'm gonna put that. And it matters a lot that once I'm done, I'm done. So I have done a lot of finagling with the notifications on my phone, to figure out the best way to make things that are work related not come through after 5 p.m. Um, I I really don't look at any messages from my staff after 5 p.m. They are all like went through, set each person on do not disturb after 5 p.m. So even if they message me, I'm not gonna look at it until morning generally. And then I never have email notifications on my phone. That's been a thing for a long time. Even in college, I think is when I decided to do that for the first time. And yeah, just because, there's so many, like, and not all of them are important. You don't need to look at all of them. Um, and I'm in a good habit at this point of still opening up my email app when I have a moment. So yeah, for me, it's just been remaining in control of when I'm looking at things, when I'm opening things, rather than just every time my attention is taken by it. Um, and that way I can, when I show up, between 8 and 9 and 5, I I can be fully present.
You talked about phone notifications, and I gotta ask the group, what's everyone's favorite notification they get on their phone? I could start, so you guys have some time. You're not gonna have much time though, because it's quick.
Okay.
Every 6 p.m. I have a daily reminder on my phone that is in all caps, and it tells me to get back to the grind, and that's to remind me to get back to the grind, baby. So I have that every 6 p.m. and I usually just keep it on my phone. There's my cat, but
Oh,
there's
there
just
it is.
it's just always on my as a reminder of like, bro, you gotta get back to that grind, baby. So,
What can you please define the grind in this case?
do you want me to tell you the description on the reminder that I have written for myself?
Is it appropriate for podcast audiences?
I mean, everything. I think everything I say is appropriate.
Okay, go for it.
So for anyone who doesn't know, I've been on like a wellness workout health journey. I'm down 100 pounds since May 2024. So, part of the way I've gotten to where I am right now is I succeed in this. Not everyone does. I succeed off of negative reinforcement. I need negative reinforcement to get me where I need to go. So my subsection of my reminder is you are fat and need to lose weight. Get to the gym, do a workout, cardio, something, you fatty. And so it's worked though, very harsh. Maybe not the healthiest mentally, but I got back to the grind, baby, every day. So that's what I needed every day
To
to get to
each
where I'm at
their
now.
own,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
whatever
Yep.
works.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's my favorite notification every day. And if I have my sound on, it goes boo 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 boo
Oh, that
at
is
6
fun.
p.m. Yeah. So
Uh, my favorite, I have one right now. Chess.com. I love it whenever I get my 5 chess games that are going on at once. Uh,
I love that.
two of them, I really hope this can show up on camera. Two of my games are with that same friend I was talking about from Discord, and they're the exact same game. We've been playing the same game of chess on 2 different games for like 3 months. For no reason other than we did the first like 7 moves all exactly the same, and then we just kept doing it.
Oh my gosh. This is good. I like it.
Oh, I did remember one thing, a habit, and then anyone else can answer. Unclench your jaw when you're stressed.
Oh,
One,
so good.
I was gonna say, it gives you a headache. It makes you feel more stressed. And literally after that phone call, we were sitting here. I'm just like, oh my jaw's clenched. I do it all the time, and then something in my brain just says, stop doing that.
I like to remember to like remove your tongue from the top of
Yeah.
your mouth.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Wow. These are so good.
phone noties.
I like, and it's not, hopefully it won't come up on my phone. It's about my lawn robot. When it gets on the edge of something, like it's gonna fall into the street or it's like on a brick, it sends a text, help, I'm falling off a cliff. And and so you go out there and it's like, this is a cliff, it's like 2 inches, but you're slightly uneven. Okay, I gotcha. So then I gotta do that. It sent me once like, oh, I don't know where I am. And that's when like there's like too cloudy of this GPS issue. So I have to go out, pick it up, and turn it in circles. So it kind of recalibrates like all the signals, and then you put it down. So people on my lawn probably look out the window, see me like dancing, like sound as music with this robot, and then I put it down. So when my robot sends me silly messages, those are some of my favorite. They're funny.
So good. Okay, I have two at the moment. And you're gonna think I'm ridiculous. So the first one is there's an app called Laps that all of the kids are using these days. I'm probably too old for it, but my sister got me on it. And it's kind of like Be Real, if you ever knew what that was. Um, you take pictures of just, whatever, and it makes them look like they were taken on film, and they don't develop until later. So if you
You're
take a picture in the
ridiculous.
morning, yeah, I know, I know. They're
This is
really
so
fun.
unique.
So if you take a picture in the morning, it could come any time of day, when your picture is actually ready to be viewed, and then you can share it with mostly my sister's friends because no one that I know is on labs. Um, and then the other one, this one is worse. Are you ready? Um, a couple months back, my therapist was like, "You need more gratitude in your life. So you're gonna send me 5 things you're grateful for every day." And so every night
Oh my
she
God, I couldn't.
Homework. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
great. It is like genuinely improving my mind.
holy shit.
Um, yeah, so every night she sends me 5 things she's grateful for to remind me to do it, and it's actually become one of my favorite notes
Every night?
every night.
Maybe I'm gonna do this. This is a
I
good
say we
idea.
can do it in our group chat.
No,
You
no,
could.
no. I'll,
Dallas is like, absolutely not. I
I,
refuse.
yeah, but I don't do that to
You
me,
could tell us
please.
5 things that you hate from your day.
No,
Challenge by choice.
True.
I will just like your guys' messages and support.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse, you don't even have to do the work twice. I mean,
Yeah, I'll just
for
copy
for
paste.
you, nothing's changed. For me, it's just making me accountable.
Yeah.
I
I
mean, if you
prom
really want it.
if you do it if you do that tonight, then I will do it. If you
Great.
forget, then I will not do it.
Okay. No promises.
I'll say you are now
I'll do
my
my best.
accountability system. You are
Great.
almost
Great.
like you're my counselor.
No, that's not legal.
I'm gonna
Hey,
text this to my partner tonight, my things, and say this is what we're gonna do. And I'm curious how long I'll have to do this until she stops putting jokes. 'Cause I'm probably gonna immediately start getting like, I love the cat, like 5 times, like our cat. And so I'm like,
That's
how
true.
long is it gonna take till she's like, oh, maybe I should really think about it. Because this is not normally her vibe, but it could be good for both of us. That's a really good idea.
Someone gave me a magnet recently, that says she filled her gratitude journal with such beautiful lies. And I feel like Marcy could relate to that.
I think so.
Oh my gosh. I just got a message from Dallas.
oh, was
Those
it
are
five things?
actually real.
I went back and I alternated between like haha hee hees and like actual ones.
No, I think all of those are
Yeah,
completely
they look
fair.
real.
All right, see, I can't do that again though. That took.
He has 5 things he's grateful for, and one of them is Walmart chicken.
It's the top one, bro. Okay, no, I'm gonna not sponsored, but I have to put people on real quick. So, one way that I have again gotten to this point in my journey of wellness is I eat like a like an animal, like a pet, where I eat almost the same thing every day, kind of.
Mhm.
One of the things that is on rotation of the very few meals that I have is a chicken from Walmart. It is frozen breaded chicken. It's from the Real Good brand.
Okay.
If you there's a brand called Better Goods. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Real Good brand. It's like gluten-free, other things. There's other things there too. It's you can get 20 ounces of chicken for only 650 calories and 23 grams of protein or something like that. And if you know anything about anything, that's really good.
Yep.
Um,
It is.
and so and at least for my calorie intake from my body, I can have 2 of those packages a day if I do no exercise movement whatsoever. I can have 2 a day and still be under my calorie intake that my body needs to lose weight on a consistent basis. And if you know anything about chicken and protein and how it sets in your body, you're not going to want to eat 40 ounces of chicken a day.
No.
So like it works. So I not a sponsor, but I endorse Real Good chicken. I recommend the chicken nugget version of it, not the chicken strips, because it feels like you're getting more, even though it's the same weight.
Wait, I'm gonna do this.
We need a sponsorship from this
Hey, can you
It's
these
put a
chickens.
link?
Link in
After
the
I
chat.
I can find it, or if Jesse's found it.
I found it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, if you put a link in our chat, I appreciate it.
Yep.
it's
We can put the link in the description, I suppose. Walmart, you owe us money.
We need free chicken bags.
dude, I would love that. Cause yeah, they're so good. Ah,
They look
nice,
good.
nice link. Ah, I'm out right now. I'm going shopping soon because I have to get more.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah. So
All right. So we're coming to the end of dance time, and we have another episode to record still. So
I didn't know that. That's so funny.
Oh, shoot. We're gonna have to take a quick break in between.
yes, we will. That's okay. But in summary, before we go, there's lots of ways that you can stay engaged at work. Use them. Dallas hates them.
And that's been the UMR in Summary podcast. I've been myself and they've been themselves. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for yeah, exactly, for like bi-weekly updates, because that's how much we post sometimes depending on our schedule. Sorry, sometimes we miss our posting date. Ethan, my coworker, you're always in my inbox saying, "Where's the UMR podcast?" Sorry. We'll
Thanks
get
for
it
keeping
out.
us honest, Ethan.
Yeah, he keeps me honest. And comment down below if you've gotten to this point, Ethan, that you are an honest man, keeping me as an honest man.
For the record, Ethan, technically you should be messaging me because I'm the one who posts.
And he knows that because I've told him I'm name dropped.
Damn.
And so, but no, thanks for listening. Don't mind that in 2 weeks when another one posts, wearing the same clothes.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Dan.